YouTube channel near you.
Well, Skywalker, John, Sunny, Cheyenne, Val, Outlaw Paranormal, Roger, hello there, Cheyenne again. Well, we got everybody starting to slide in. Well, hello. How's everybody doing? Hello, Barb. Hello, Tom.
Hello. How are you guys doing?
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So welcome, everybody.
Yeah.
So I just want to give a shout out to the Gay Hearts out of Ohio. Man, they have taken care of me the past 4 or 5 days. I mean, they treated me like royalty up there.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow.
So, yeah. So we got some little stories to tell and stuff. But
cool.
We'll let you all go first. What y'all been up to?
Just, what about you, Tom? You go ahead.
Actually, I really have nothing to say where I live. Unless the roof falls in, there's nothing that ever happens here. I live in an assisted living place, and the highlight of my day is lunch that I don't eat. So no, but I've had some excellent stuff come in this week that I've been able to help people with, and yours is took the cake, though, I will admit that.
Oh, well, thank you.
And yeah, it made my whole week.
Oh,
and
that's so
I've been
great.
playing with it all day long today.
Awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. So, so what I've been trying to do some different things to interact with my clan. One of the things that the guests, when I did the show with Val on Sunday, the Rolling the Bones, and our guest, Dr. Matthew Johnson, he was so amazing. And it was like, he just gave me such good information. One of the things he said, he said about playing music or singing to them, which, you know, this is something that you're familiar with, Tom, right? You know, this is what,
Yeah.
and then somebody else had told me that, I forget what it's a chord that's in certain music, major, I think it's a B chord, and that it's like a soothing but empowering chord. And for some reason they like it. So they said, play songs with that. So I'm like, okay, well, how about if I go outside, right on the deck where I know that they're along that wood line, and I'll just I'll play one of the songs and I'll kind of sing along with it, you know, and make a fool out of myself, but they don't care. And I wasn't thinking about the fact that my, the security camera could see like everything I was doing. In fact, in one part, yeah. So in one part, I like turned because I'm like, ew. I thought that I heard my neighbors, and I'm like, ew, I'm probably, oops, you know, they're gonna think I'm crazy. And then, like I said, but then not realizing at all. But it ended up okay, because when I did a video of them right after that, there were so many that showed up. And so I was glad that I had, okay, here's what I did, you know, to cause them, I think, to come, you know, to show themselves to me. I said, hey, if you guys want me to do this again tomorrow night, let me know by kind of just showing up. And they sure did, didn't they?
They sure did. They sure did.
So I sent a video to the guys, and I did post it on my on my Facebook page. But Tom actually picked up on some other things that I wasn't aware of. And then he said, hey, can you go out today and right now and get pictures of same angle, same area, and, you know, we'll see what we can do. So then, Tom was able to compare them, and we found out that there were indeed something in there, right? Something sitting in there. So
Absolutely. Yeah. So the ones you took today, there's nothing there.
Yeah. Are you able to bring those up, Grizzly? Because I can't. I sent them to the group.
Okay, let's see here.
Thank you so much. And then, Tom, you can kind of even, help me out with.
Sure.
If we can zoom. Can you zoom?
That's kind of a long range shot.
I know. Yeah. You see the head, you know, but.
Yep. I put that in my.
Is that okay?
I put that in my picture.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
In my picture file, and brought it up, and then even enhanced it more. And you can see that face, and that round head, and
Yep. And then there's several of them. The one reminded me of the picture that you had got of or that Randy, is it your friend, Randy?
Yeah. Randy took that in 2009 in BC. Yeah. Look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous?
And I've been seeing the one with the round head. I've been seeing him around, like kind of in videos and pictures, like, but just very briefly, nothing that was somewhat clear, like it was. Yes. So. Yeah.
This guy is not what I'd call handsome.
I'll post these all on my Facebook page too, if we can.
Yeah.
It's hard to see. Oh, that's something different.
Okay, this is I took the picture that you took today. That's where the bottom of the first one that you showed, that's where he was. And you notice he's not there. That stick that goes across there went right across the middle of his body. Okay. And there's nothing there.
No. Nope.
And the other one's up here.
Yes.
Right there. I don't know why I'm pointing at my screen.
Yeah.
Me pointing it, but I'm being very careful here to point it out very closely. But but as you can see, there is absolutely nothing there. Yes. And that's the one I said is not handsome. That's where he was. And see that stick right across there? Well, there I'm pointing again. See that stick right goes diagonal? That was right across him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's all the pictures I have.
What was cool? Thank you. I mean, I just thank you for what you did, Tom, and I just thank them for for showing themselves to me. What was neat about it is interesting, and like I said, I posted the whole video so you guys can check it out on my Facebook page. But is that I was able to, pan across and you get some poses, some positions that they're sitting in. And then I waited a little bit. And when I pan back through, I was able to get even, different positions. Cause a lot of times, you guys know, they just sit there still, completely still. So you're not going to get anything, and you kind of just have to, well, I don't know, but with the different positions, that was just a gift because I could see, oh, wow. There's movement, and they rarely do that. So I was really thankful for that. So thank you for helping me out with those, and I'm going to try to get some more.
by going back to the spot and doing those after photos, that takes that from somebody's vision to evidence. Okay, now you've proven the existence of something in those photos. People can argue about what it is in those photos.
True.
Large content, but there's something there, and it proves that there was something there. That's so important in our work, is to have viable evidence. Now, remember, we can't prove anything to anybody because everybody's going to require a different amount of evidence to constitute proof in their own mind. All we can do is offer that evidence.
Right.
Yeah. And by doing it that way, you've got scientific evidence.
Awesome. Thank you. Oh, that's well, the one that was up in the tree, that was really high up in the tree too. I don't even know how he was. What do you think he was just like holding on? What was he? I don't even know how he was doing. What he was doing.
I don't know how they do it. I've watched them do it. I don't know how they do it.
Wow.
It's unreal. The dynamics are just out of this world. I've sat there in our research area in BC in our 5-year study up there. Just amazing things they did, and I don't know how.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So so that's what's been going on around here. I'm doing some different. I'm trying to do some different type of research again in the front of our house where there is another camera that I've been getting some activity on, and I think that's just activity that they either don't know or they don't care, or maybe they think that they're too far away from it, that they're, I don't know, but because it's just at like on the edges. So again, I'm trying to see what I can do, but I'll keep working on that and let you guys know, because there is an area alongside of the property where there's a few like logs sitting that were kind of just let them sitting there to season, and they've been messing around with those a lot. So yeah. All right. So do we have questions? Is that what? Let me see.
No, I'm checking.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I see some starred. Oh, okay. No. Okay. All right. Sorry. Oops. Okay.
I'm going to see if I can find one more for you here, Chris, and to show. Let's see, how am I going to do that? Like this.
Oops. Oops. Sorry. Oh, that could be Roger. Yeah, that definitely. You could have heard that. I haven't listened to them that closely. I have I have a few videos of myself, and I was kind of like, do I want to even post this? This is so ridiculous that I didn't realize I was recording myself.
All right. Well, Tom's doing that. So I'll bring up some of mine. You got it?
I've only got about 20,000 pictures to look through to find this one. So.
Yeah, Rebecca, I actually think that I think there's some bugs in them, and I think that's what they're getting at. What they're up in that pile doing. Because there's a lot of little sharpened sticks too, which is adorable. I can imagine like the little juveniles sitting up there and poking into the ground and poking into the trees. Little Twisted said, "Are there any reports of Bigfoot or Dogman wearing clothes?" We did actually have a report of that. One of the things was Janice Carter on their farm in Tennessee had there was a Bigfoot that they had. I can't remember what his name was, but he actually had taken an oversized T-shirt when he was very young, and off of probably somebody's clothesline or something, and was wearing it. But he never took it off. So as he got older, this T-shirt got smaller and smaller and smaller. So
there's reports also throughout the Appalachian Trail about that as well.
Yeah. There's the one Randy took in BC, and look how round his head is.
Yes.
Now what happened there? This is a juvenile. He's only about 6'5", 6'6" tall, but we saw him walking across the open ground, and he went behind this stump, then looked over the top of it, and reached up and pulled down the huckleberry growing on the top and peeked back over, and that's when we got the picture.
Wow.
But yeah, notice how round his head is, and look how clear his facial features are.
Yeah, that is really, yeah. What do you think, Tom? Like with the roundness of the head, I guess it's just a type of.
It's just it's an individual thing. I see it in the youth, the younger ones in BC a lot, and Rajase, the young lady that was the mother of the twins, her head is almost round, but it's got a little sagittal crest on it. And the reason for that sagittal crest is that's where the masseter muscle attaches. And that's the muscle that operates that jawbone. Okay. And that's they need that heavy muscle to work that jawbone to eat the things they eat.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the ones that have the more rounded head, do they have, is their ability to eat certain things?
Well, they're younger. They're younger for the most part. And they're not quite there yet as far as I've watched them develop, and they don't seem to develop as strong a sagittal crest as some of the others, but then I haven't been able to follow them their whole life through just in like 10 years is all.
Yeah,
and
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Really interesting.
Rajase is also the only blue-eyed one I've ever seen.
Oh, the blue. Did you say blue eye? Is that what you said? Blue-eyed?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
I saw the baby here with the white hair clearly has blue eyes, but I guess that could change as it gets older, probably, right?
That could. I usually see dark eyes, but sometimes even our babies are born with a dark blue eye, and it becomes brown, or it
Yes.
becomes changes color after birth.
Yes. And dogs, puppies that I know, maybe other baby animals, but I know that
Oh
puppies
yeah,
are like.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dogs especially do.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Thank you. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
now should we let
Now what?
Grizz do his now?
Oh,
Yeah,
you're fine. Oh, great. That's great.
Um,
So, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Little Twisted said, "Do your clan's eyes glow?" Yes, but I have not seen it. My daughter actually saw one. I believe is one night. This was right when the activity started, and she was doing a late shift at work and came home and said, "Mom, there is something out in the wood line, and it's looking at me, and it has big eyes and they're shining." And I'm like, "Are you talking about, is this like an animal?" She goes, "I don't know what it is," but she said they were like big flashlights that had been turned on, and they were blue. And she said she could see them like blinking. And I'm like, "I'm sorry, honey, I don't know." So I'm pretty sure, that was a Sasquatch. But that's, yeah. So, all right, now Grizzly.
Oh, you're fine. So up there, they call Bigfoot the muck monster.
Muck.
Muck, M-U-C-K.
Okay.
And the reason why they call that is because all the farms up there and a lot of the area up there is flat. And I've got a short video I'll play real quick. And it's Tim narrating as we're going to the area where we're going to. And it's kind of noisy.
He went down there and turned around on that road that goes that way. He was coming back up through here. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, right up here where this canal is right here. He come across. Because he come and got me after I had a doctor's appointment. He come and got me. And I come out here and I tracked it. He come right out of this corner of this field. Come across. And walked in right through there. Right here's where we're going to park and stuff. But up there's where it stole the deer. Go to the next one. Park this one. Right there. Here's where we're going to set. Yeah, right up there. Field right up there where I shot the deer, and it run into here. Now, this is how close you're going to be to the woods. Park right over here.
So that is the wildlife management area right there as we turn into. But there are people that go hunting and their deer are being stolen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's happening all the time. Now, if you go down that road and take a right about a mile or so, mile and a half down the road, there's a farm. And a guy came out and his hog was making noise, and Bigfoot took one and he witnessed it. So it's just like, it's crazy. And there's farms to the left and right, and you can see for miles and miles. It's just wild. Let me show you some pictures. And it's just, I don't know. We was out there, I think, 3 days back to back. And let me back up some of these pictures to show you what it looks like. And I did something a little different because I wanted your all's opinion on something. But if you look on the other side, there's more woods, and this is soybeans through here. And this is from the road. And if you look to the right down that road is the wildlife management. And to the left is the soybeans in another field, which is more woods. And more woods and more soybeans. And this is as you just keep going and going and going. And this is as far as you can see. And I think we drove, 30, 35 minutes to get here. But this is everything you see for miles. And a lot of people go back here and hunt but it's all farmland. It's pretty wild. It really is.
What state is this, Grizzly?
Ohio.
Ohio?
By Lake Erie.
Oh, okay.
That's how far up I was.
Okay.
Very interesting. The first night when we parked, we went and no flashlights, no IR lights, nothing. And we sat there and we heard some stuff. We didn't know what it was. And this is a laser grid. And the reason why I got it out, this laser grid went up to 220 yards. And the picture does not do any justice or give it any depth because this hits a field, and in a corner is a fire lane that goes back through the wildlife management area. So you're looking at probably 300 yards there. But what happened is I was sitting there and we had the moon shining on us right above us. So you could see throughout in the field shadows. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, something is walking along the edge of the woods because you can see it. And I was like, the hell with that. I want to see what the hell it is. So I got my laser grid out and Tim's like, what is that? I'm like, just watch. And I put it out there and you can see it. I don't know if I got another picture of it, but he thought it was interesting. You see, the pictures don't do it any justice, but that's the picture of it where it shot across there. And you could see it in something broke the laser against the edge of the woods. And it wasn't the size of a human. It was large, but I don't know what it was because we couldn't figure out or see it. So, but plenty of wildlife there and everything, and just as you would walk or drive. But I've got a bunch more pictures, but this is just driving around. That's that farm I was talking about where the hog got taken.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So, but there's also down this road to the right on this road, I don't know how many years ago, there was a guy that lived there in a trailer. And I don't know what happened, and I'll let Tim tell a story. But see how that dirt is real brown? Mm-hmm. It's real fertile. And when it rains, it's real sloshy and it's like muck. Oh. And that's why they call it Bigfoot up there, the muck monster, because look how far you can see. Mm-hmm. It just goes on for miles. And I'm like, well, hell, you be driving along, you see Bigfoot. And it's like, yeah, everybody does. It's just something common. But this is heading out of town. It's just country. As far as you can see, it's just crazy. All the farmland up there. And the reports of people just driving along and seeing these creatures is off the hook. So
it reminds me of when we lived in Illinois, in central Illinois, it was like that. Yeah, for just flat as far as the eye could see. There are, I wonder if that area has any underground like cave systems, do you know, or any mines? Because that was what the thing was in central Illinois. There were some reported underground mines, and then actually, you know, there was caves too. So I don't know. So
next week I'll have some video. So I did play the Sierra sounds. Poor Tim was not prepared for that. He had my night vision goggles out one night. I thought he saw me get my big blaster out. You know, it's got lights on it. And I had my phone out, you know, and I blinded myself. When that thing went off, man, he jumped. And I started laughing. He was like, oh, he sounded like Captain Caveman, you know. And so I met his buddy Dave, and Dave was like, you know, man, they like baby cries. So later on that night, I played babies that cried. And it just echoed and echoed. And then later on that night, you know, I played some Indian chant music and nothing. And we didn't get nothing that night. We was just tinkering around, you know, having fun. So the next night we came back and same thing, you know, we sat there, no flashlights, no nothing, no IR lights. We didn't have none of my cameras on, nothing. And it was very awkward because you could hear everything, right? And the moon shined everywhere. and it's like something, a stick would break. You'd be like, he's like, do you hear something? Like, I heard that. He's like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm all right. And the mosquitoes were bad, man. It was like, good God, what the hell y'all feed these damn things up here? You know? And, but no, so we went to this other spot around the corner, and we sat there, and it was like an hour after dark. And I heard something hit the gravel, and I was like, oh, I was like, what is that? And I was afraid to look, because it did not sound human. I mean, it was like, rum, rum, rum. And I'm like, oh no. I was like, man, I'm going to get eaten or something. And I just sat there, and I was like, you going to look? I'm like, I ain't going to look. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that is. So I ended up looking, and I'm like, there ain't nothing there. I was like, how is that possible? I was like, damn, did you hear that? He's like, I was like, there ain't nothing there. And I was like, how is that? He's like, you know, people hear that stuff in the woods, and there ain't nothing there. I was like, man, I thought it was like a horse or something.
Wow.
I mean, it was like freaky. I'm talking freaky. So I got the call blaster out, and I start playing some whoops and all. I mean, I got this one son off YouTube, and it was just like all kinds of stuff. And Jim's like, stop. And I stopped, and stuff was coming through the trees. And I'm like, damn. I was like, shut the front door.
Oh, no.
He said, that's the third one. I'm like, no way. He's like, there's something out there. I was like, what? And I was like, well, who? I was like, you throwing that stuff in the trees? He's like, no. I was like, what is it? He's like, well, I don't know if I know. I was like, well, he's like, he said, oh my God. So we just sat there. He's like, you going to get the knife? I said, I'm not moving. I mean, then the moon went behind a cloud, and it got real dark, and the mist started coming in. It looked like a damn horror movie. So then I was trying to go live, and I couldn't get a signal. We're going to die. Tom was like, yeah, I'll just go out there and shake their damn hand.
That's
Right,
what
Tom?
I was wondering why you didn't go out.
Yeah.
That's what they're there.
But yeah, you know.
That's the thing to do.
Yeah, it was funny. Yeah, funny. So then I got the laser grid out, and Tim loves that laser grid. Man, it lit up half the field. And next thing you know, man, we hear this car just like roll up, like real slow. I'm like, dude, they're spotlighting. And he's like, no, that's police. There ain't no police. Next thing you know, we're like, we can't even see him. Like, that's police, all right. He's like, what the hell are y'all doing? He didn't say anything. He saw the little lights and stuff. And he just kept going. So I was going to make him famous. I had my cameras and everything. So, but it was interesting. We got some footage, but it was pretty wild. You know, the story about the guy in the trailer that got the door ripped off from Bigfoot, that was incredible. Wow. But the hunters out there, it's just, the deer, it's just like, it happens. It's like, what the hell? You know, it's like no big deal. Yeah. Wow. It really is. You know, and Dave was talking to us. So like, yeah, he's like, you come out here in the fall and you pull up your chair and sit right here. It's like Bigfoot Zoo. Wow. I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, yeah, you just sit in a chair right here, and they come all the way up and they watch you. And I'm like, shut the front door. And they're like, oh, that's what they do. They walk back and forth. And like, they got structures back here, tree breaks. And I'm like, what? And then Dave was talking about, you know, when he went camping, he was telling me his story. He was on the phone talking to his mom, his elderly mother. And he's like, Mom, Bigfoot's looking at me. Can you hold on for a minute? I got to take a picture. And I'm like, what? And he turned, and he's like, look. And Bigfoot looked through the window, and it was looking like Harry and the Hendersons with red eyes.
Wow.
I was like, man, can I have that? He's like, no. And I was like, wow. And it did. It looked like Harry and the Hendersons with red eyes. Mm-hmm. And it's like unbelievable. Yeah.
Wow.
So, and now his buddy, Dave, he's hooked. And now he's nothing but goes on Bigfoot adventures now. So yeah, Brian, it's crazy up there. It really is. But you know, in this one guy was rolling down the road. We were in this one spot, and I was like, here comes a car. And Tim's like, I don't see no headlights. I'm like, that's not good. I was like, it's 2 something in the morning. I was like, they're up to no good. And I got all this equipment laid out. I'm like, dude, we're getting ready to get jacked. Tim goes, what are you going to do? I was like, watch this. I was like, man, he gets out of that truck. He's going to see Jesus. I paid a visit to the gun store while I was up there. Got some extra ammo and some mags. But anyways, I did.
Gosh. Wow.
Yeah, we had a good time though. We did. But it's interesting. We went to Lover's Lane, and that was way out in the country. And what do they find down there? Bigfoot. So, and I wanted to interview some people while we were down there, but they're all Hispanics, and I don't think they spoke any English. And I was like, dude, let's go down there so we can interview them. And Tim's like, I don't know, there's big English. I'm like, yeah, but everybody knows Bigfoot. Why not? Right. But yeah, but we had fun. So beautiful up there. Beautiful, it really was. But
Cheyenne, it's great. So Cheyenne, is that Tim's?
Yeah, it's Tim's daughter.
Daughter? Yeah. Bigfoot Central, even in the backyard. Cool.
Yeah. Do you remember that rock I showed you that got stuck in the vinyl siding? Yeah. That's her window.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, they got big gums right up to the damn back door. And I'm like, you cannot make this up. And I'm like, what do y'all do? Feed them? Well, they feed the squirrels. I guess you must feed Bigfoot too, I guess. But yeah, but it is. It's there are some nice folks up there. I mean, down to earth. But yeah, it was fantastic. So
how are the people making out that had the hog? Are they do anything different, or still have?
I haven't talked to her. She was in the last show. No, I think she's in this show. I think she said hello. So I haven't talked to the guy in Meade County yet with the dyed hair. I can't help from laughing. Dude, if you're watching the show, I love you. I don't mean to laugh. You heard about that, didn't you, Tom? The guy with the wife with the red hair.
No.
Yeah,
I didn't hear that one.
Juvenile Bigfoot had no problems until his wife dyed her hair red, and then Bigfoot fell in love with her. And he went out there and hollered at him, and Big Daddy got mad that he hollered at his son, and Daddy hollered at him and scared the hell out of him because he was like 10 foot plus tall, and he called me, didn't know what to do. But anyways,
my teacher's daughter is red-haired, red-bodied. Pretty cool. I took Alex Evans, the artist, with me up to that area one day, and they were up on the hill, and she was peeking around Dad's legs and just totally excited because here was a human woman with the same color hair she had.
Cool.
She was about 7 or 8 at the time. It's been a few years. Yeah.
Now I just got reminded from a viewer. I forgot to tell you one part. So the last night we're up there, and it was right before we were about to leave. We're sitting there, and I mean, quiet. You could hear a twig drop, and it wasn't far off. We heard one vocalize. I've never heard one do this before. It sounded like it stepped on a penny nail. You know how big a penny nail is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It screamed.
Oh.
Why would it do that? It did it like 5 times. Tim was like, I haven't heard that in years. And he said it scared the hell out of his dog when they were in the woods coon hunting. Because we both looked at each other and we're like, what was that? Why did it do that? It was like, ah! And it just did it like 5 times, like over and over. I wanted to ask Tom that because I forgot to ask Old Bear.
Mm-hmm. The scream?
Yeah, 5 times.
I'd like to have a recording of it and slow it down and see what's in it.
I mean, it sounded like it was in pain. Yeah, I never heard it. I never heard one do this before. I mean, it screamed like it was hurt or something. It was weird. stepped on a pine cone, Greg said. That must have been a hell of a pine cone. So, because I mean, I looked at Tim, and Tim had an awful looking weird face on him. And because I mean, I knew it brought back memories. And it said, he said right away, so I haven't heard that since I was coon hunting, because his dog took off when he was hunting when that happened. So, but I never heard one do that before. Now, I've heard a lot of vocalizations recorded, but nothing like that. And it was not human. So,
yeah, I need to get those things on recording so we can look at them.
You know, I have recorders out, and it was one of those moments where you were getting ready to pack up, you know, and voila, it happens, right?
Poor Sam.
Yeah. Stepped on a Lego.
Yeah.
One of my rat traps I put out, right? So,
I believe that.
But, you know, I mean, people drive those roads, you know, they have to see stuff. I'm like that officer. You know, I was hoping that police officer would come back, because if he patrols out there in the country like that, you know, they have to see stuff. They really do.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. But most of them won't talk about it because they don't want getting out that they would think about that. Put that picture up that I just put on the chat there. This is, you're talking about playing Sierra sounds at high volume. A friend of mine, Kyle Gibson, he and his wife were out in a boat one day, and he was doing that. And all of a sudden, they look up the mountain, and
which picture?
This fellow in that picture, the last one I put up there, the fellow standing up in the trees.
The one with the orange box?
Oh, wait, is it the one with the round head? The last one I have is with the round head.
No, you got the round head, and I just put another one up. Oh, wait, maybe I haven't. I haven't put it up yet.
Okay.
There we go. There it is.
All right, now I've got it. Okay, I've got it now.
Yeah.
Okay, here we
go.
And
he started, just for something to do, they were playing on the boat.
So small.
It's so small, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Because they were playing Sierra sounds at high volume on the boat as they were drifting along, trolling. And they looked up on the mountain, and this fellow was walking down the mountain, coming down the mountain. And as they come down the mountain, lower and lower, they'd go out of sight, and they'd judge about when he was going to be back inside again. And he'd show up again, and kept doing that all the way down the mountain. And they, I mean, that's like 7,000 feet elevation. He was coming down, 6,000. And he gets down and then goes out of sight, and he didn't come back into the vision again, into range again when they thought he would. So Kyle says, I'm gonna swim ashore and see if I can get closer to him. And he hops out of the boat. He just gets in the water and away from the boat, and the fellow comes out again. And his wife's trying to holler at him, and he can't hear her, of course. And he's swimming to shore, and the big guy's coming down the mountain. They met face to face when Kyle stood up, and when he got to the beach, they were eyeball to eyeball. And he did that exact thing. He let out that huge scream. And Kyle said it froze him in place. He said, if you'd have shot me, I couldn't have fallen down. Wow. I was just absolutely, my whole body was rigid in place. And he turned around and walked away, then walked back up the hill. And that's when his wife got that picture that we were showing there. And as soon as he released him, and you got to remember, that's a safety thing. Okay, if he didn't stop him, arrest him like that, who knows? He could have run off a bank somewhere, run amok and hurt himself or killed himself. This way, the big guy leaves, he gets out of sight, and then releases him, and Kyle's free to go. And he dove back in the water, and his wife said that Mark Spitz had absolutely nothing on him on that trip back to the boat. He said he was up and planing the whole way. But that came from, like I said, playing Sierra sounds at high volume.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. He was like, "What is going on out there? Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And that
it's
was on a lake in north central Washington. Um, Actually, the Columbia River, where it comes down out of no, not the Columbia. What river is it? Comes down out of Canada.
Fraser?
Yeah, it is.
Fraser, yeah. Oh,
No,
Columbia.
it is a Columbia. Yeah, it's because it comes down and that lake is held back by Grand Coulee Dam on the
Mhm.
Columbia and stretches all the way back up into Canada. Yeah,
Is that where they
yeah.
were? Is that where they were, Tom, when that happened?
yes, yeah. Just
Okay. Okay.
probably 15 miles north of the Grand Coulee Dam on
Okay.
Lake Roosevelt.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. Jeez.
Well, very interesting. I know that much.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a little hard to get to settle down and just sit still and wait for him to come to him after that for a while too.
Yeah.
So don't feel bad.
Yeah. I can imagine. Hey, Thomas.
Yeah, if I find a recording something similar or anything similar to what I heard, I'll forward it to you, Tom. But
Okay.
it was,
Yeah.
I've never heard anything like that before. Hello, Penny. So yeah, it was weird because it was like 5 times, and it was probably 3 to 4 seconds long each time. So, and it was extremely loud.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was weird. I know that much.
Yeah. See, yeah.
Well, anytime you're in close with them, it's going to be weird because as much as they are like us, they're not like us in many, many ways. And until you get your emotions under control and especially fear, because fear is one thing they can't work through. And you've got to learn to understand them. You've got to do the Jane Goodall, Diane Fossey thing with them and learn to understand them. Then you can sit and watch them and let them do their antics and their screams and their yells, and it doesn't bother you. But I've been doing this for 65 years, so don't expect it to happen in a week or two.
Right. So Brian asked about tracks and prints. The weeds were so high in the wildlife management, you couldn't see anything. And with the plants in the fields, I imagine if you walked long enough, you maybe see something eventually. Tim, I told Tim if I saw one out in the field, we're going after the damn thing. And he's like, "Is this a 4x4?" I said, "Hell no, but we're going." So I told him straight up, "We're chasing it. And we're gonna do. We catch up to it. I thought, I'm gonna run over it."
Oh God!
And I'm like, "You gonna help me load it?" And he's like, "What?" I got that on
Grizzly.
I got that on recording. I was recording when I said it.
My gosh!
Oh, try.
That's
I'm just
terrible.
If one is running across that field, we're going straight after it.
Gosh.
You should have saw the look on his face. John's like, "Not." Hell yeah, I was. I was going to go right through that field. Dukes the hazard. I was going.
Would you really? Don't tell me you really hit it. Can you imagine if you hit it and then like 8 of them come out and rip the roof off of your car and rip you in half?
Ask Tim when he comes on next week.
Oh my
God. Yeah, Grizzly's like, "We're going through that field. Hey, you see how long that field was? Hey, we were going." Man, I had my dash cam set up. It was calibrated. It tells you the speed. It tells you everything. And I told Tim, I was like, you better swallow the SD card.
Oh Lord.
Oh my God. And I know Crystal's like, "Wow."
Oh gosh. This reminds me of talking to my kids when they were little about like, don't do this because this could happen. Oh, don't worry, Mom. Don't worry. I can run away from the bad guy. I can do this. I can do that. Don't worry. I can play in the middle of the street.
So that one road where I took a picture of, it's all, when it rains, it's all underwater because that's all farmland, and they dug all that out by hand, and that's crazy, right? And I got a good running, and it was like the Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh my gosh!
I got all that recording too. I was like, Tim, I don't remember it being this bad. He's like, how was it? He said, last time you was going through, you was taking pictures. Anyways, different kind of ditch. I told you we had fun. I mean, you never have a dog experience with me, but I'm telling you, if I saw Bigfoot in the middle of that field, we were going. I was driving through. I pay that farmer's corn crop or that soybean. I would too. So I was going to get that footage. So hell yeah, I was. But John, everybody's laughing, but poor Tim's face, like, are you serious? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm serious. I'm like, that's, but anyways. Crystal, I told him anyways, we did talk about the hood of the car too. Because I asked him, I was like, are you going to help me load them? He's like, what the hell? He said, we can't load Bigfoot in the back of your SUV.
God.
Ask him next Wednesday.
What are you going to do with it?
Wait till Daddy shows up.
Yes. Yeah.
You just saw Tim's face when I said that. Oh my gosh, yes. I wanted to interview farmers so bad. I really did.
That you're going to run over a Bigfoot. That makes me
so. I wouldn't.
I hope not. I don't know.
But I would run out in the field though in my car.
Well, yeah,
damn
but
right
don't
I
say
would.
you're running over. That would be...
So that that would make a good trailer, wouldn't it?
That we could play at your funeral. God.
Some jerky.
When you get your head ripped off.
So next time, if I did go up, yes, I want to spend some time with the farmers. But however it may be, I don't know if they would talk, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I would like to do, but since I know the layout of the land, but going up there with no lights and stuff, man, that is a different experience. I'm accustomed to using flashlights and IR and all that stuff, and not using that's wild. That is totally wild. So if you never tried it, try it.
You get to see things the way they really are.
Oh yeah. And that moonlight, when it's above you, you can see out in the fields. Is I'm telling you, something was walking around that backside. Because I kept looking, I'm like, man, there is something back there. And when I got that laser grid out, Tim was like, what is that? Because it actually lights up really good. And something broke it. Couldn't see what it was. But it broke it. So I don't know, just like the gravel part. Now that really did scare me because it didn't sound like a person. And I know what horses sound like on gravel, and it was a lot heavier than that. And it was like probably 60 yards from me. And when it hit the gravel, I was like, oh, hell no. Whatever it was came from that other farm, from that field, and crossed that ditch. And I'm like, that's coming over here. I'm not looking. And it was like, boom, boom. I'm like, damn. But, oh, well. So. Did
you have a camera on it or no?
No, because I didn't want no IRs or anything on. Okay. So we were sitting in the dark, yeah. And, but whatever threw those things in the tree did not like those random calls back to back. That was for sure. John, it was scary, especially when that mist came in and that was spooky. Yeah, that was real spooky. So, but to hear that stuff going through the trees, like that was wild. Yeah, it did not like whatever those calls.
What were they throwing? Do you know, like rocks?
We don't know if it was a rock or a big stick or something, but it went through the canopy in front of us. I didn't hear the first two because Tim was trying to get me to turn the sounds off. And when I saw him waving, I was like, what's he doing? What the hell's wrong with you? And I hit pause, and I heard the third one, or the one I heard, and that was the third one. I was like, oh, dude, I was like, something came through the trees. He's like, hey, he goes, that's the third one. That's the third one. He's I was trying to get you to stop. And it got eerily quiet, like nothing was moving. I was like, oh, something's here. But once again, you couldn't see nothing. So, but like Tom says, they know when you're here. So,
yep. Yeah.
But yeah, got any rock? No rocks. We got, Tim says, him and his wife got rocks thrown at them in one of our locations. I think she got hit in the shin. Yeah, I mean, it happens out there, right? But they don't happen all the time. So just like when you ghost hunt. So John, yeah, I went to the bathroom. Trust me, before I went several times. Wait a minute, Tim, I gotta go again just to make sure. So yeah, because we were way out there, and but I had my heater with me and extra mags, but we had no ill intent though, right? So good. We were just out there with the camera set up, and I had good intentions, and I projected that out in the woods. So
one thing about a handgun and Sasquatch, the first thing you want to do when you take a handgun up against Sasquatch, file that front sight off. That way, when he takes it away from you and shoves it up your rear, it won't hurt near so much pulling it back out again.
Let me tell you something. I probably die before he even grabs it. So it was there on Lake Erie. I don't know what county that is. Cheyenne would have to tell you. Cheyenne, if you're still in here, I don't know if she went to bed or not. But it's up by Lake Erie. Very nice area. So, but yeah. So they invited me to come back. I'll go back. So we still got Michigan. Next week it's LBL. Get to interview the guy that supposedly was involved with the massacre in '82. Now, a lot of people don't know there were two incidents in LBL, one in '82 and one in '83. The one in '83 was covered up. A lot of people don't know about that. There are actually two incidents. So, yeah.
Yes.
We're going to see how that goes.
Yeah, I have did some more research on the LBL, so I'll have to share that on one of our shows coming up. Because what a place! Woo.
So that'll be an exclusive. I don't know what he's going to say or how he's going to be. So, and then then we got Salt Fork again in Ohio in August. Then I got Squatch Man in Indiana. I got to get back. Then I got the guy in Meade County. So we got some things coming up. So we'll get it all worked out. So, and Barb's going to be famous on TikTok with her dancing, I see. So
I'm not even on TikTok. I guess I should.
I was like, what's she doing on her deck dancing? I was like, oh gosh.
That's
so yeah.
Doing it. It works.
Yeah. So but Brian, we're praying for you. So keep us posted on what's going on with you. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead, Barb.
And I was just going to say, I was just saying hi to John. It's good to see you too, John. Make sure you check out my Facebook page. It's No Drama Bigfoot and Cryptids because I have some stuff that I just put on yesterday. So, and I'm going to put some stuff on that. Tom found for me today, which I'm so thankful for. Again, Tom, thank you. That's awesome.
You're welcome. I'm happy to do it. I'd invite everybody to visit my website, justmyname.com, and there's lots of essays there and stuff written. Free to access, and let me know what you think of it and what I can do to improve it. Not that I'll get to it yet this year. Also thinking about putting together a journey to rendezvous in Elk Meadows again in Northern California, Blue Creek area for next year in August. So if anybody wants to think about that, let me know, and maybe I'll get her done.
Okay, that'd be great.
Awesome. We'll call it a wrap, ladies and gentlemen, from coast to coast around the world. See you tomorrow. Good night, everybody.
All right.
Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
YouTube channel near you.